I want a country that can provide me safety, freedom, security, but I also want free shit. You signed up for the deal, and then you choose not to honor it. That's the mindset that you see. And it's the reason that close to 40% of young men are never going to get married. Now, let's get to the issue here. A lot of you may not know because you're afraid of Bill Gates. You don't like him. He's weird. And there are a lot of conspiracy theories out there that are not true about Bill Gates, but there are a lot of truths that are incredibly evil about Bill Gates, just to be clear about that. And I'm not going to have time to get into all of them. But you may not know that the ex-wife of Bill Gates is just as bad. Less qualified. She's contributed less to society or really anything as a whole, but still has a lot of money. And that's a recipe for damage. But before we get to that, let's foreshadow here a little bit. It's election year. And what does that mean? It means that the left, they have one issue where they think they can gain some momentum. No, it's not the economy. No, it's not inflation. No, it's not the border. No, it's not the state of democracy. It's abortion.
Let's talk about abortion.
6-week abortion ban.
Women's rights and abortion.
The issue of abortion rights.
Abortion is one of her biggest issues.
On the issue of abortion.
Abortion shouldn't be an issue.
Abortion
is an important issue.
The fight is over abortion.
Abortion rights is an economic issue.
Intersectionality of race and sex, gender is at the crux of this abortion issue.
You mispronounced cucks. I like to watch from the corner. It makes me feel alive.
Wow.
I like to watch Gerald Morgan fail at basic sexual positions that he believes are physically impossible.
In the scenario described, it's impossible.
Nothing is impossible.
If you believe,
you can achieve.
Nice. Nice rhyme.
The good Lord made your body and your hips to be flexible and adaptive.
My problem is with deltoid strength.
You are an affront to God.
We're taking a vote.
Yeah.
I'm right.
Boy, there are, by the way, I don't believe that liberals are stupid people. Just who they have as representatives right now. It's not a good bench.
Al Sharpton's a stupid person.
He's a very, very dumb person. I know what you're thinking. They're going to attack him and say it's because he's black. Come on, guys. Let's move beyond that. He's stupid, and his blackness has nothing to do with it. Al Sharpton is a moron.
Hey, he's just benefiting from an opportunity economy.
Yes, exactly.
When he sees an opportunity for money, he takes it.
That's exactly right. It's pronounced opportunity.
Okay, sorry.
Economy.
Sorry, Honorable Reverend, excuse me.
Yes. Honorable. So, Melinda Gates. Let's get into this. We're talking about abortion. Melinda Gates has now committed $1 billion of her ex-husband's money to promote abortion, and she's starting to allocate that right now. Non-made billionaire, Melinda Gates. So to give you an idea, and this is where we are, right? We're talking about the spirit of the law versus the letter of the law. I understand the reason for some divorce laws out there. Hey, guy runs off with the secretary.
Right, yeah.
You've given all your time and energy. All right, you should be taken care of. You'd think that's maybe covered with a cap at like 50 million, maybe $1 billion. But Melinda Gates, who now has this money and is seeking to do irreparable damage here in the United States, she got $2.4 billion the same day the divorce was announced. Okay, she took $12.5 billion from Bill Gates, I guess she did from the foundation.
Yeah.
She did the foundation then when she resigned from it. So her total net worth today is $29 billion. Wow. And to be clear, she dated someone after Bill Gates who was a teacher and broke up because he didn't make enough money. So,
is that why?
Well, she didn't know that going in. It's the only billionaire teacher out there.
Yeah. And you know what? It's dangerous. That's why you have a bunch of celebrities who don't understand how money works. It's not the same as business owners. A lot of them get their money because they were born gorgeous or they were born with a good voice and they've been successful since they were young. And so a lot of them, not saying it doesn't take hard work, but a lot of them feel guilty about it because they feel like there's a stroke of luck. Someone like Melinda Gates doesn't know what it takes to actually build something from the ground up. And I have no idea how often the filleting was taking place, but it certainly wasn't worth $29 billion. So she's now a single issue voter, this non-made billionaire, and it's abortion. This country is being held hostage by an extreme voice. And the worst part is this extreme faction of the left, the American public doesn't even recognize that they're extreme. People go, yeah, okay, I guess I'm pro-abortion. I guess these people are pro-life. No. The Democrat Party, the DNC, the platform if you say, I am a Democrat, right? You are a registered Democrat. You are running for that party platform. You have to run on a platform that says abortion all the way up to and including birth, period, no exceptions. There is no platform B. I think that's extreme. And I think that Melinda Gates giving $1 billion to ensure that states don't have the right to, I don't know, for example, instate a heartbeat bill or a first trimester limitation. I think it's evil. You can comment below. I don't know at what point you look behind you, see the pillars of salt and say, oh my God, we passed Sodom and Gomorrah. So here is Melinda Gates. Also, I believe this is her endorsing Kamala.
In this election, women's rights, our reproductive rights, are so fundamental. And there was a candidate that believed in them from the beginning, and there was a candidate who didn't and rolled them back. And when you look at issues like paid family medical leave that every other high-income country has, or you look at caregiving, I feel like Kamala, I was happy to endorse her. I've worked with her before. She knows what we need in society, and she's using her voice against those issues.
Well, you have paid work leave. It's called marrying a billionaire.
It's actually called divorcing a billionaire.
Yeah, and then fleecing the guy. And when she says, this is the big thing too, this is a feminist mindset. It's every other country, hold on a second, and you'll see this in relationships a lot. It's, well, yeah, every other country, for example, may have paid medical leave. Or they'll say every other country has some kind of socialized healthcare system. Okay. So you see the good of that country, but do you see the bad? What about the fact that they have 4 times the mortality rate for diseases like cancer or sometimes neurodegenerative conditions? What about the fact that they have no defenses of which to speak? They have no actual military that can protect the world, and that's why we have to spend the money so that we can protect Ukraine, because even all of NATO combined can't do it. They look at one portion and say, all these countries have this. And you say, yes, but none of those countries have. And then you can list hundreds of accolades and accomplishments that exist exclusively to America, including, by the way, the inventions that we create that then benefit the other countries of the world who subsidize said inventions and innovations. All of these countries have X, sure, but no other country has Y. Let's start with the First Amendment, freedom of speech. That's right, you hate it. The Second Amendment, oh, that's right, you hate it. Modern medical innovation, almost all of it comes from the United States. Oh, that's right, you hate it. Energy independence, freedom. It's the country where the most amount of people want in the history of mankind. So you look at one part of the equation and you don't take into account the other part. And you see that a lot with feminists in relationships. Well, I wanted a man who had X, Y, Z, but I wanted a man who was successful, who was wealthy, who was driven. But it turns out he's not soft and he's hard to live with. And my friends' husbands, they have guys who do whatever she asks, but they're doormats. I didn't want that. So I want a non-doormat, but I also want him to be a doormat when I need him to. I want a man who can make a lot of money, but I also want a man who's not that difficult to live with. I want a country that can provide me safety, freedom, security, but I also want free shit. You signed up for the deal, and then you choose not to honor it. That's the mindset that you see. And it's the reason that close to 40% of young men are never going to get married, because they feel as though it's an inequitable arrangement at this point. And then they look for proof, and they see Exhibit A, Melinda Gates.
Yeah, and by the way, she's even starting off her argument. Can you name for me the rollbacks that Donald Trump did on abortion?
Exactly.
Didn't do anything. He put justices on the court who then decided a case correctly. If you have a problem, go to the states. I don't know how many times this needs to be said.
She also calls it reproductive rights when abortion is the exact opposite of reproduction.
Yes.
Right.
Is deproduction, actually.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's women's health. Oh, really? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I always think of women's health involving stirrups.
Can you get rid of the disease in my belly?
Yeah, exactly.
That's called a child, lady.
They see it as a parasite. And just don't be fooled by this idea that the left is pro-choice on anything. I'll get to that. They are anti-choice on every single issue except for the bad choices that you can make that turn your brain into mush. Like abortion, like drugs, like porn. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be able to partake. I'm saying that it's kind of odd that the only issues on which the left is radically pro-choice and they're willing to invest billions of dollars is to keep abortion and porn and free drugs alive. We'll get to that. But she sits there talking about this world. It's like she's just creating a dream job. Like, paid leave. You should be able to, like being a professional ice cream taster. This is the kind of thing. Well, that looks fun.
That's a child's dream.
She left Bill Gates to pursue her passion of being an elite puppy cuddler. Don't know if you know that.
Elite, huh?
It's not a thing.
Oh, that's well.
Why are they on a factory line? Oh my God.
That's Fauci's factory.
Oh, that's China. That's China. They're going to end up being a hamburger. We're fine.
We get last meals. They get last cuddles.
But it's got to be Melinda Gates. Kill me now.
That's how you kill them, actually. They get suffocated.
Well, you have 29 billion and I'm still eating kibbles and bits?
Yeah, by the way, hey, look, if you really are for paid family medical leave, whatever plans you have $29 billion with which to make it happen. Be the change you want to see.
$29 billion. She can't fix her teeth. That's crazy to me. That's crazy.
She chooses not to.
It's a time equation.
She's like a hockey player. She's going to finish out her season and get them fixed after. Only she's not doing it because she knows they'll get knocked out next game. She's doing it because, she knows the meth will take care of it. So
just you got to wait until they're really gone.
She wants to make sure people just like her because of her money.
Yes, exactly.
My character.
So this is one thing. She's spending $1 billion, allocating $1 billion for abortion. And just think about this for a second. The crusade that you're seeing from these people, Kamala Harris, and their biggest supporters like Melinda Gates, is we can't allow abortion to be given to the states. There can't be a limitation of a heartbeat. There can't be a limitation of only the first 2 trimesters, even though we've said that there are no late-term abortions taking place. We can't have any. I'm going to give $1 billion to ensure that that baby in your womb can die all the way up to day 8 months and 29 days. I know we're going by a general thing, but month 9, okay? That's your reason for being involved. Nothing else gets your ass off the couch.
How many kids does she have?
I don't know.
Do they?
I don't know.
Do the Gateses have kids?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't know because I don't know if she had other relationships afterwards. With the teacher who she broke up with because he didn't make enough money.
Well, she's donated $1 million to her own abortions, so.
Yeah. So let's look at this. They say they're pro-choice. Let's look at the issues on which Democrats are pro-choice. Abortion, we know. But I've really kind of been mining this for a while, and I've only come up with 3. And it always involves the choices that are bad for you. Now, at least libertarians are consistent. And they say, well, you should be able to do whatever you want. Your body, your choice. And they sort of sidestep the science of abortion. And that's fine. I think we can have a rational discussion with those people. And I do think that people should not be locked up for partaking in weed. And that's not really happening because it's basically legal anywhere at this point. But I'm certainly not going to make my crusade ensuring that people can turn their brain into Swiss cheese. So let's compare where the left is pro-choice. And you please comment below the issues that we could give them some credit for actually being consistent with pro-choice. I've come up with 3. So choice, they are pro-choosing abortion, right? That's we're pro-choice with abortion.
Reproductive freedom is an inviolable and inalienable right to all people.
Okay, so pro-choice. So you should be able to choose an abortion. You should not be able to choose your vehicle, the vehicle that you drive. You look at the Green New Deal, they wanted to eliminate every single gas-powered car. And then you look at these quotas and you look at these limitations on SUVs, on bigger vehicles. Vehicles that are safe, vehicles that are comfortable for large families, the kind of families that you shouldn't have if you follow their depopulation policy. So yeah, you should be able to choose abortion. We'll use that term and not murder right now. You should not be able to choose the vehicle that you drive, that you purchase with your own money through a voluntary agreement with goods and services at your local dealer.
Yeah. But by the way, it's an inalienable right for all people except men. Sorry, AOC, you forgot that. Except for men who don't want their person to kill their child.
Let's look at the other issue where the left is very, very, very pro-choice. They are pro. They're very pro. And this is not even me saying that I disagree with it. Super pro-drug. You should be able to choose any drugs that you want to use. For proof, you can see what happens in Washington. It's legalizing, decriminalizing, but even more than that, normalizing. They'll even go so far as saying, wake and bake, just get medicated. But you choose drugs. You shouldn't be able to choose the health care that you want. No, we got to make sure that we go to a public option, which effectively means one option, the government's option. Also, you shouldn't be able to choose if you get vaccinated. You shouldn't be able to choose if you're allowed to reopen your business. The government should be able to choose that. So we're pro-abortion, we're pro-drug, choosing those. We're anti-choosing your vehicle. We're anti-school choice. We're anti being able to choose your health care plan. You know, the kinds of things that you can actually choose yourself to positively affect the life of your family. Let me ask you this. Which choice affects your day-to-day and the ability to provide and protect and serve your family? Abortion or the health care plan for your family? Or the vehicle that you use for your family? Or choosing the school that your kids go to? How much is any of this pro-family, pro-society? I'm not saying that we should ban all the things we don't like, but I am talking about a worldview that is so pervasive. If you were to only look at the issues that the left decides all of a sudden matters as it relates to freedom and choice, it seems like they only choose the ones that would turn you into a zombie mush brain state. Let's look. They're very pro. Here's the next one. Very pro porn. And this comes, by the way, we can bring directly from Melinda Gates. Hands off my porn, right? That's part of her new crusade. Hands off my porn. Well, what do you have to worry about? But not school. So choose porn. School? No. We can't with school choice. That's absurd.
No.
We could, an intermediary step where instead of just giving money to one public school, let's make a voucher program where it's attached to the student. So even though it's publicly funded, they would have to compete for the dollar. Absolutely not. That is fascism. But the porn is good. Hey, I don't know if you know this, sex work is real work.
Just challenge everyone to have a dinner table conversation about it and talk about why it's important to you to take action to destigmatize sex work and help the fight for decriminalization.
It's not on me.
Let me give you a study. Let me give you a study that you will never see, that will never take place. And I will bet my life on the results if it was ever conducted. Follow people over the course of their life. Okay? If you could run this study and you follow one group of people who simply make the choices that are advocated by the left. So in one group, you have people who experiment either working in or using pornography their entire life, drugs because they're pro-choice, and have had multiple abortions. Okay, they do that and they go through the public school system, they go through Medicaid, Medicare. Okay, then the other option is Christian conservatives who don't have any abortions, who choose the vehicles that they want to drive, who get to choose the school, who avoid pornography, who avoid drugs, and see at the end of their lives who says, you know what, I lived right, I have no regrets. They'll never tell you that. If you follow this trail that the left is advocating for you under the guise of choice, you will have a miserable existence, a sad, lonely existence. You will look back on the ruin that your life has become and said, boy, why did I buy the lie?
Yeah. One person would have no regrets and the other one would have no regrets tattooed on them.
Yes.
With lots and lots of regrets, including the tattoo.
Yeah. Right. So this is hands off my porn. Hands off my porn is the campaign.
Hands off. It's not a Melinda Gates campaign. I don't think it's a campaign pushing for.
She was supporting it.
Yeah, supporting it.
There.
So, yeah,
thank God she's not acting.
Yeah.
I mean, with those teeth, though.
That's the only OnlyFans account with $0 coming.
No, it's a very popular pornography category. Middling former housewives.
Yeah, just one subscriber. It's Bill Gates.
It's costing her money.
Come back to me, please.
So they have testimonials as hands off my porn campaign like this.
Oh, great.
This is from Little Puck. It's time to ditch the stigma and fight for real protections. We deserve not only safety, but some effing respect on our name.
Oh, really?
Really? Why?
Hold on. Did you see that picture? Did you see the picture? There's respect there? Nah.
Why? Because you have a tongue?
Respect?
No.
Look, I don't know if you know that respect, and by the way, people deserve the basic respect as all human beings do. That being said, you have basic respect, base level as a human being, right? Because we are all fearfully, wonderfully created by God, even porn stars. Everything else after that is earned. I don't know about you. That's what I teach my kids.
Yep.
I teach my kids. I have twins, boy, girl. And I teach them, look, you're not guilty of anything simply for being born a white male or white female. And you're not perfect because you're female in the air of the woman. And your virtue signaling doesn't matter. You are both born with a base level of value in the eyes of the Creator. Everything else is earned. It's your actions that define you, not what you say. That's what I teach them. If you think that's harsh, you're probably a leftist. But that's what I teach them. And we go, okay, how is the respect earned? Typically, respect is earned through doing something atypical, through doing something extraordinary. For example, creating or inventing something, or having a work ethic, or leading a group of people. Your community benefits from your leadership. Your family benefits. doing the thing that all human beings have done since the beginning of time, but most people don't do on camera for money because they find it shameful, is not worthy of extra respect. I'm not saying that you're subhuman. I'm not saying you should be mistreated, but it doesn't meet the bar as far as worthy of respect. People, you say, hey, show some respect. The man's a war hero. Right. Let's change it. Hey, show some respect. She has an OnlyFans.
Yeah. How about if you want respect on your name, first of all, why don't you start with your real name? Second of all, why don't you start with the actors in the film with you?
Right.
I don't think I've ever seen a porn where the guy's like, I respect you.
Yeah. And you know what else? I guarantee you those male porn stars never, and by the way, we know men are disgusting. We're animals. We think about it all the time. I know what you're thinking about. Hey, is someone in the studio right there thinking about it right now? I guarantee it because of the topic at hand. But not one guy who's acted in porn has been sitting around at a banquet and some guy came up and said, hey man, I just want you to know, I really respect what you do. Really admire it. But the difference is we know it. We know it. Men aren't going around saying respect and honor me because I screw on camera. It's only women who demand respect, and women meaning feminists, women who demand respect for things that are not wholly respectable. Hands off my porn, right, is the slogan.
It's crazy, these people. Little Puck.
Yeah.
What a name.
Yeah, all right. I thought you had a.
No, we have
thing there about
skipped over a quote. There was another quote right here. There you go. There.
Oh,
from Josh.
Oh, from Josh.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Josh.
Oh,
no. Josh is quoting a hands off my porn campaign.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, just read it.
It says, "You want my porn? I dare you to come and take it out of my cold, crusty yet supple hands. Then spank me and call me daddy." Josh.
No. Where did you guys get that?
I'm thinking you're a chameleon.
Article. So they can monitor the internet here?
Oh, Josh.
Oh, it's a requirement.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Also, you don't need to use your work phone for that.
No.
Like it would be less damning if you just use your personal phone.
I'm just trying to show respect.
Okay.
Yeah, put some respect on his name. And call him daddy for some reason.
But we think this whole country is being held hostage. And you know what'll happen too? Hey, by the way, what are the rates of ED now for like men under the age of 40 or 30? It's astronomical.
We've actually,
dude, it's crazy how many Blue Chew commercials I get.
Research actually sent in under 30, 8%, and then 30 to 39, 11%.
Yeah, I've read numbers that are significantly higher now. Maybe intermittent ED, but it's all Blue Chew's advertisements.
It's everything I want.
If it was a small market, you wouldn't have advertisements for Viagra, Cialis, and Blue Chews with demographics of 20-year-olds. If you put me on Blue Chew, you'd have to raise the furniture like a Great Dane's tail.
I'm watching Inside Out 2 at the movie theater. They got a preview for Blue Chew before, and I'm like, how young are they trying to get these kids?
From the archetypes in the brain. Oh, that's sad. That's horny. Wanna go?
There's a horn dog emotion.
I'm Blue Chewed up. Just pulling levers.
And then immediately just tired.
Yes.
Yeah.
Freaking sleepy.
As a 25-year-old, my problem was I couldn't get it to go away.
Yes, I know.
I need the opposite of Blue Chew. What's the opposite of Blue Chew?
I don't know. Like an anti-aching coagulant? I have no idea.
Gerald needs one right now. A slide whistle? That's the anecdote. Okay.
Get me the sponsorship from the anti-vascularity drug. Like high-tension cable wires. Point is, porn is not, you have the right to, not good. And by the way, I'm not talking about all, I get that there are different levels to it and nudie mags. And look, we're Christian conservatives, but it's not lost on me that you and your loved one are sexting. I get it. There's a whole different world of consensual relationships monogamously. There's almost nothing there can be perverse. Okay, we're not prudes. I don't give a rat's ass. We're talking about an industry that is being marketed and pumped into the brains of young men, largely young men, whose brains have not developed yet to the point where they have had thousands of climaxes before they've experienced one sexual encounter in real life. And the rules that you're looking at, the regulations, for example, in Texas, require some kind of confirmation of age. You know, what we required for all pornography and cigarettes at gas stations when you used to have to buy them, or at the hotel when you'd have to do a pay-per-view. Now, that's an infringement upon your rights. But it's not to force you to pay for a school that you don't want to go to and to force you to send your child there. None of that. No, That's not a crime against humanity. It's not being able to access your scat pornography. And here's one thing, too. Melinda Gates, a big reason for this is she doesn't live in the real world. And I don't just mean that because she's rich. I know plenty of rich people who've earned it. She didn't earn this wealth. Hey, if you like this video, you should know that there are videos every day because they come from the full live show weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. If you want more of a sample, you can click this video next to me. I don't know what it is. Could be a change of mind. Could be a debate. It could be one of my appearances on The View. Have your puke bucket.